believe the amendment was to reflect 35(5). That says that we are talking about everybody, not just women. I think that it is the long title, the short title they have there is deceptive. When they say affirmative action into bracket gender equality or gender it's equality, you turn that to equity. You have to remove that because you are talking about affirmative action, and everywhere in the world, affirmative action, just check, is not only about gender. It's talking about minority groups, of which women are part. So don't zero it on women, because when we zero this on women, we will be getting it wrong. Because we will pass an affirmative action bill that will be only dealing with a component of the disadvantaged groups that we have. And I don't think that's the intention. So if you look at maybe the memorandum following the bill, Mr. Speaker, we need to be careful about what we are doing. We are not talking about only women. That's why I want to agree that we should take the emphasis on the woman. No, because when you are talking about affirmative action, it's not only talking about gender, it's talking about all disadvantaged groups. Yes, so it's talking about disadvantaged groups, which women are part. So, Mr. Speaker, I would rather think that the amendments should stand. What they did at winnowing, because, Mr. Speaker, as you may recollect, usually when we go for winnowing, a lot of thinking goes into the formulation. There are sometimes those who led the winnowing don't find themselves in the chamber. And before you realize, those of us who didn't go for the winnowing come to water it down. But at winnowing, a lot of thinking goes into it. And I want to agree with the amendment. Affirmative action is not only about women.
What the Honorable Muntaka has said ordinarily is right, which is that affirmative action is about addressing imbalance. So taking action to address imbalance. And like the former majority leader has indicated, if you read Article 17, Article 17 identifies the various categories of disadvantaged groups, okay? So you have this disadvantage based on gender, which is the male-female gender. Then you have disadvantage based on race, then color, then ethnicity, then religion, creed, and social and economic status, okay? Now, this bill has chosen one category, the category of gender, to try and deal with the imbalance in that category. Just as we have a disability-focused legislation which deals with the category of disabled persons and creates all sort of institutions to deal with the plight of disabled persons, okay? So you cannot amend this legislation, this bill, to make it general, because the focus here is on gender. So all the things that need to be done to deal with the problem of inequality based on gender. So I think that we must understand it from that very narrow perspective, that this is a bill dealing with one category, which is gender. And so we must find a way of crafting legislation that addresses the imbalances caused by gender alone, not all the other bases of inequality.